Hello folks, this is Sam Owens, and I got a product that I bought for myself because I've got a special need for this product. It's a Teal triangle elite hoist, and primarily it's for kayaks and small boats, and it can be used for my cargo basket that goes on the top of my Mini Cooper. I don't want it on there all the time, and I want to be able to raise it up to the ceiling and store it. So let's go and see the project that I've got, and I will show the layout of it before we get into the product. This is what I'm going to lift up into the ceiling, and I'll show you the location in just a moment. I'm going to back the car into the proper location alignment, and then I will attach the straps to the cargo. Now let's go and look at the layout of my rafters and how I'm going to mount the pulleys. You need a little rule, a tape measure, a marking pen or pencil, and a stud finder. And I found my stud right here, and I could easily go over to my garage door opener and see where this stud was. And also I knew where this stud was because I had an electrical outlet on it, but I also used this to find it. And see, there's the red light, and then it goes off. Same way with over here. And then off. So you want to get in the middle of that. So my rafters run like this, I've determined. And this is your rope tether. That's the starting point. So you want to get the right one. This is a single pulley, and it's going to go right here, and it's using these two holes. If my rafters, if I were mounting them like this, then I would mount it to this hole and this hole. So you want two screws into the wood. So the way I have it, I have to mount it like that. Now if you'll look down, I've marked the center of each one with the blue tape and the screw holes. I've already taken each pulley and did that. These are things that you're going to want to do ahead of time. And then sight down. It's not absolutely critical that they are exactly aligned perfect. Just sight down and try to get it as close as you can. Now, obviously you're going to need a drill, two different size drill bits. You're going to need a 12 millimeter socket and ratchet. It would help if you had one of these. This is 12 millimeter, and you could put it in your drill and drill it up as far as you can get it. You might not be able to go all the way unless you have a huge drill. But then you tighten it down with a ratchet. Okay, now you get this particular one is the first starting point for your pulley system. Then this will be in the next location, and this is where this is the cargo pulley that goes right directly underneath that, and underneath the two pulley bracket, this is going to have two ropes going. One rope from here and one rope from this pulley. And then you've got another two pulley brake. This is going to be your brake. This will be mounted at the end next to the wall that I showed you. And right here is the brake system. You're going to have two cords going through. The cords are going to go behind the brake right here. And this is going to go up and lock it in when it brakes. And I'll show you that, but it's important and you'll see me do it. Pull the rope. This would be the first one. You pull the rope over, underneath, through that hole. Then you loop it around, go up through this hole, back behind the brake, over here, and to the second pulley. Right here, I took one out so that I could demonstrate it. This is going to mount to the cargo right here. In other words, this is going to mount around my basket, and right here is what's going to pull it up tight. It's hard to show it, but this is going to be on the top of the basket in the center. this is going to connect over to the second one. So depending on how close you have these, you're going to have a lot of excess cable here that you could cut off if you want and then seal the end. But this connects to that, and then you adjust them. And right here is the cleat. This is a backup stop for your system to not come down. If something happened that the brake got released, this is going to have all the excess cord wrapped around it, and this will stop it from going anywhere. So this is critical to have the backup. That'll mount on the wall that you saw. Okay, and here's the other cargo strap, just like this one, that will do the same thing. And there's places here that you weave it in and out, and it goes around. It's a very simple system, but it looks like it's really just exactly what I want, and you may find that you will like it also. Okay, now I'm going to open the book up, and there's a lot of important information. You should read this thoroughly through and try to get an understanding, get familiar with all of the parts here. And also, this diagram shows exactly the whole system and how the cords, the direction it goes. My holes have already been drilled with a 3/16 drill bit, and now I'm ready to take the lag bolts. And you want to make sure you drill the length of the screw all the way. Don't just go halfway. I'm going to use my 12mm socket in my drill right here to make it faster. Now you want the little tab with the hole in it this way, and now I want to go up through there, and I'm going to have it screwing in and going slow starting with, and now I'm going to get it up but not tighten all the way. I've got to line both of them in there. Okay, and now I'm going to get the other one, because you have got leeway to align these. So I'm not going to tighten them right now until I got them all up. Okay, I had this up and it was marked. I took the tape off and I drilled the 3/16 hole here. So now I'm ready to put this in. But instead of drilling the other hole, I'm going to get this one in and then tap a hole so that I know it's exactly in the right place. So let me put this in, and this will ensure that I get a good alignment of the screws. So all I want to do is take this up a little ways, making sure this is in the direction of the other pulley that I just mounted. And I don't want to go all the way up, just far enough that I could align up for my other hole. Now here's where I want to align this as best I can, and then use this to tap and mark the hole I want. Right there. Okay, now I can slide this around and out of the way, like that, and go up into the wood. I feel the wood, pull out, to go back around and put my screw in. I'm not going all the way. This is the brake, and I need to say one thing about it. It needs to be beyond the end. If you got a boat here, you want to measure and make sure that this is mounted beyond it, because you have to be able to pull straight down on this particular one and to be able to activate the brake, okay? So it's going to mount just like, now this got to mount correctly. The brake needs to go in this direction. Okay folks, all of these are loose, so I can right here, after I get the rope in there and thread it in, then I can see how the rope works against it. Okay, this is the cargo strap that goes around whatever you're lifting, and you pull this out That's just a storage loop. And then when you mount this on the, when it goes around to the top, it should end up like this. You're going to take the other end of this, making sure it's straight as you see I'm doing right here, and this is going to go in there. So we're going to take this. This is pointed toward the rear single cargo pulley, and you would go in here like this, through this hole, coming out like this, and now this should be all straight, and I'm going to make sure by following it along. Should be, looks like it should be that way, but this is going to be soft against the cargo. Now you want to go pull down on this. This is the lock right here, and it'll only lock when it goes this way. You pull, and you see you got a slot from the back to the front. You put this pointed in there like that, holding that down, and then pull it up. Now she's locked in position. So now this is how you will pull this around until it's right up close to this. That's the way it should be stored, right like that. And this is going to encircle your kayak, or in my case, a cargo basket. We'll see that. And then this will do the same thing on the other strap, that you will put this in like that, and it will lock it in. You're going to see this in detail later, but what they do is have you to align this on the floor underneath each of the pulleys, that perspective pulley. So I'm putting mine right down here, facing the correct way, right there. It's important, the most important thing, that these are pointed correctly. These two tether straps go together. These are your cargo loops. Okay, there's the two ends of the rope, and it loops around. So I'm going to take one of the ends and tie to the first pulley up there. So let's go do that. And then I'm going to take the end of the other end and then start threading it. So what they show is putting this in here like this. And see, it has a special end which is not going to pull out. So all you need is a simple knot like this. And then you pull tight, like prescribed. They say take this in the diagram and go up underneath this. This is why it's important to have this laid out properly. And pull you some slack. Hold your foot on it if you need. Okay, now I take the end, go up here, and I'm going to go through this pulley right here above it. And then I go across and pull it through the first pulley. There's two pulleys. I want this inside pulley. It's going to be lined up with that one. And now I can just pull this on over, and we're going to the brake. But let me pull me some slack here so I have enough. I'm going to hold on to that. Okay, we got me enough slack. Let's go to the brake. Through that inside pulley right here, now this is the brake. So this is the inside pulley. I'll go around, and now I take the brake tabs and I go behind it and through the hole that's right below it. This is critical for the brake to operate correctly. And now I can just pull my slack through, and then I'm going to take this. Actually, I don't even need to worry about it. I can work it right back I'll just take enough slack through here that I can get to the other end to tie it off. So now I take this loop or end, go up behind the brake tab like I did the other, and now go through this pulley that hadn't been used before. Now I'm going over to the other pulley, okay, and it goes in this side. And then we pull this down. And now you're gonna, over that, you're gonna go under this pulley from this side up. And then you're gonna come back up and tie to the little tab with a hole in it right here. Go right in there and tie it just the way you did the other one, just a regular basic knot, and it won't come out with that treated end. You just pull tight. Okay, there we go. Now I've got to go and pull all the slack to the other end. Right now it's just all over. I've got it threaded. Grab the end of the cord and pull carefully. I can pull them both. This is your system. And now you can pull them up together using this same rope pull, like the two here. There's a lot of rope left over, but then you just pull them right on up. And then when you're ready to lock it, you just pull back, and there it locks. And it'll actually lock when it has weight. It has to have weight. See, right there, it has weight. So that's the good thing about the lock. And then to unlock it, you just pull straight down and then let back down. Now, with the ropes in there, I will go through and tighten each one and try to align it with each one. This is the end of the rope. Once I've got it locked in position, I'm going to lock it. Okay? And then I need to pull on it. It needs to have some weight, so I'm going to pull on it to lock it. And now it's locked. And now you just wrap this. And that's why this should be something that you can reach. But I had it on a, listen, yep. Okay. And then, I'm not going to be doing this every day, but I will put a number of loops, and I'll put a figure 8 in it, right like that, and then coil it around behind here. As I showed you in the beginning, this was mounted on here. I took the cross rails, everything is one big unit, and when I'm ready to put it back on, I can just lower it down and then just clamp these on, and I'm ready to go. This is hoisting it and watching the brake action. Now I'm pulling both of them at the same time, and then when you brake, you pull it back to the right a little bit to activate the brake. See? Now if you need to lower it, what you do is pull up a little bit and then let back down, and you can control it. Okay, I'm going up all the way to the top. I'll tighten the straps. That's as high as it'll go, and that is fine. It is locked in and going to stay there. And it's high enough I don't have any obstructions there. What I found is you do a loop like this over the top, and then you go over this, come down, grab the bottom of that, come down, and then come around and up and over, twist, And then you can go around, and then you're locked. That's a good way to keep this as a secondary system of keeping it up there. All right, folks, I want to thank you very much for watching my video. So it's July 5th in my garage, close to 100 degrees, so if I look a little wet, I am. I gotta go drink some water.